Welcome back to Tran wins Baldur's Gate 3. I know it's been about a week since I last was able to upload anything. I've been working on the computer. I think this is what people mean when they say 4K. 3840. We got ourselves a new graphics card. I'm trying to get things to run. At the moment, I have things set to high quality or ultra settings to see if my new graphics card, additional RAM, and SSD can run Baldur's Gate effectively. I haven't finished trying to clone or migrate the software to the SSD properly. I've tried
at the ready
about 5 different techniques, such as AOMEI, Microium Reflect, Ease US, Windows System Image Backup. I've tried many ways to try to clone my operating system over to the SSD. I am still running that on the hard drive. I see a little bit of stutter. This is my first attempt at Baldur's Gate since adding all these components. But I did move when I was cloning everything. I do have a version of Baldur's Gate that is on the SSD, which is what we're currently running on. As far as Sazza is concerned, if you agree to help her, and I mentioned this the first time we were in Emerald Grove, Karlach will approve, but when you free her and then agree to take her, Karlach disapproves. It's a little ridiculous. So if you wanted to maximize approval ratings,
let me out, you bunch of softies!
This is how you would generally do these kind of things. So once Will gets far enough, we'll go and talk to her.
Running out of time, Wargmeat. My family will be here soon. Let me out!
Deal. I'll get you out of there.
Then hurry up and do it. My tribe ain't as friendly as I am.
Then we'll move Karlach.
You're gonna be sorry! Every last one of you!
A lot of times, the companions will wander into the gate and open it up since I happen to have the key. It must have pickpocketed it from someone or something like that. If I'm walking around, they'll just open it up, and then Karlach will disapprove. So let's go and snap that open. She will never talk to the main character. She'll always talk to a companion.
I met your friend. Ready to go?
But we're going to say no, because then she'll just follow Astarion.
Bloody teeth
I can confirm
everywhere.
this because if I move all the companions out of the way, she will just wander around not talking to the main character. She'll follow whoever agrees to help her, but you can always tell her to stay put and then reassign her to someone else.
Ready to go meet my tribe? Just say the word.
Who is this Absolute?
We're burning her name across the face of the world, we are. The Absolute is gold from the sky, she is. The blessing in the storm and the storm itself.
Follow me. I'll keep you safe.
Happily. Lead the way.
You can leave through the door, and if a guard sees you, you just need to roll a persuasion or deception check to
that might be worth a look.
Get Sazza to walk on right on through. You can say something like, she's going to help us destroy their old camp. In the original attempt, I did this, much earlier patch. It didn't work. I did succeed the persuasion check, but the game itself still registered combat. When you're trying to make your whole group stealth, your follower never stealths. I do think that should be changed. This torch here kind of gives you a good indication of when you should stop, because this thing will hit you.
Fire in those eyes. I smell a trap.
One thing I've noticed when trying to trigger events in dialogue is if you're using a follower and nobody is around to deal with it, the enemy doesn't actually do anything. Or it doesn't have to be an enemy, it could be a neutral.
Could wake him up by chopping off a toe. That'd be funny.
Yeah. They ain't as friendly as
Give him something to cry about.
Don't wear his voice out. We still need answers.
These guys will go hostile to you once they detect you, but because none of my characters are nearby, it doesn't really matter. Oh, need a crouch. I barely crouched in time. That was about to torture and would have killed her, probably. It does pretty severe damage. I'm like 20 damage.
We'll get the druid talking. Grove's got to be full.
We'll just send these two, because when they do turn around to see you, they'll pretty much detect everybody else who is in the region. Now, I don't need to do it this way. It's actually a little more convoluted, but I do think making use of the environment makes for a better video. And if I were to fight them straight on with these level 6 characters, we would just liquefy them, no problem. Which doesn't always make for a good video.
Set him on fire. fire.
Did some bleeding arts show up to save the druid? I'll cut you to pieces.
What are you doing? It's me, Sazza.
You and them other idiots mucked up the old raid. The Absolute don't like failures.
I ain't a failure. I'll be an hero when I tell the boss about this place. And you'll be maggot food.
I'll be telling the boss myself. Kill him!
Alright, so let's go and start off by casting Haste on ourselves. Then Dimension Door on her. If you trigger that, that'll disable the statue. And I want to be close enough to draw enemies in. If you're standing all the way back here, they will not run at you. That one I've had problems getting her to approach me. So the fact that she's already made a couple steps is good. What kind of damage are we normally looking at here? 2d6. And then an additional damage roll. I don't know. I'm guessing one for the fire bolt itself and then maybe one for splash damage. Let me take care. I mean, I guess yeah, it's fine.
Ready or not.
Anything else these guys need to do? Not really. They just hide in the fog for a bit. Then we'll cast Grease, because it's funnier this way. Alright, maybe I should have waited. Come on. Alright, so they really don't want to move through that burning fire, which makes sense. Fine, game. That just means that I've separated these guys. You missed. Was that a critical miss both times? I can't. Ah, stay still. Okay. Pick this up and hand it back to her. He's into this turn, that's why.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Into the castle. Then we just gotta wait for these guys. Temporary fire goes out after 2 turns, so now that it's ash, they should be willing to move forward. They might shoot a couple acid arrows or something, that's okay. Apparently she never actually entered combat. It's fine.
Can you feel death's cold grip?
Oh, come on.
Now they see me.
Oh, that's haste. Like I said, that one's always a little bit finicky. So finicky, apparently, that only Asterians in combat. Then we have the Guardian statue.
Stealth mode activated.
Wonder if the gods
Sazza, are you sneaking? Yes, you are.
have to keep going.
And then lethargic, I didn't get there in time. That's fine. I would have if I just entered turn-based mode. I've already turned this off, so even if he was no longer stealth from being lethargic, which apparently does not knock you out of stealth, that's good. He'd been fine. Let's go and ambush this one. Nice. Unstealth everybody. This guy, if you revive him, he will be not happy with Sazza. There's no special dialogue that happens as a result. It's just the normal, you've been spotted trying to take Sazza out
Carry me.
dialogue. So we'll go ahead and escort her out for a second. Use Asterian.
The element of surprise.
This is the normal way up, but you can also just as easily go this way. Yeah, had to redo that fight because Thindel had died at some point during either the fight or because we left. What we'll do is what I had done during my first trial run was I was worried that leaving would actually kill him, and since he didn't die in the actual recording segment, we didn't worry about that. But we'll move her away from Thindel because if he sees her, he'll do the regular guard thing of you're not supposed to take Sazza out.
Bloody thieves everywhere. We moving or what?
In a moment, stay here and keep out of the way.
It ain't safe here. Hurry back.
Should mind my step.
In video games, keys happen to generally are in areas where the lock is. I feel that's a little weird, but okay. Let's go and revive him. Have a potion. I don't want to hit him directly because it will kill him. You can also pickpocket him for a circlet, but we already have one of those.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I was gonna die down here.
I'm surprised the goblins didn't gut you on sight. Why didn't they?
They were asking questions about a weapon. I told them the only weapons here are the ones the Foulbloods brought. I must tell the others what happened. I stepped careful. There are traps in these tunnels. And thank you again.
Foul bloods, huh? Alright. Let's go ahead and hop across and immediately stealth.
That might be worth a look.
Didn't mean to click on that, but we apparently got dig for victory and lost stealth as a result of digging. I'm trying to get her to stealth again, but she was in the digging animation without being in animation. As long as you're in stealth, these statues will not attack you. Okay. And then this body has the charred key. As for what's in this chest, nothing in particular, but we'll go and glance inside.
Looky! Where to?
So this tunnel here will lead back to the Druid's Cove. that leads to where the tunnel is that Nettie tried to kill you in.
Hot foot, hot foot. Place is trapped.
We'll go and disarm this using Asterion. Then we'll unlock it with the charred key, getting us the Nature's Snare, and surprisingly, Gale cannot eat this. Chance to ensnare if the target is not a plant or beast.
Moving in.
Also surprised he can't eat the circlet, but I guess since it's a key, the game doesn't want you to get locked somewhere.
Ready to go meet my tribe? Just say the word.
Follow me.
Happily. Lead the way.
Whoops. Yeah, that's fine. We'll be loading an earlier save to get the guard dialogue.
Thought I was never gonna get out of there. Good to be free again, gotta say.
I'll do a lot worse than that cage if you don't make this worth my while.
I'll introduce you to my whole tribe and put in a good word for you. See you at the camp.
If you attempt to follow her, remember that NPCs, when they're trying to leave, just sort of disappear. That is the same in Baldur's Gate 1. To give perspective of where we are, this is where the Grove's Gate is. This is the waypoint. So we're just a little bit to the west of that. This bridge, and then the Blighted Village. Let's warp to the Blighted Village.
As much love as I hold for Baldur's Gate, these frontiers delight me as much as any bustling street.
You talking about this completely eradicated village?
You can't be serious. This is a howling wasteland. I haven't even had a bath since the abduction. I must reek of illithid slime.
Sure, but think of the stories you'll be able to tell.
There's a lot of stuff about approval that I'll include as a spreadsheet at the end for anybody interested. It's not very cleaned up because nobody's really expressed interest in them.
Come on, I'll tell the gods what's what.
Well, look what the rat dragged in.
Can it? I know something Ragslin will want to hear.
Yeah? What's that?
I've been in some druid's grove. This one sprang me. Now move over so I can tell Ragslin myself.
Hold on. Where are the raiders?
Dead. Every last one.
Ragslin's drow friend won't be happy to hear that.
She'll be happy enough when I tell her where them looters is holding up. Let me through.
Hold on now. Is it true what Saz says? You helped her escape that grove?
Just hoping she'll prove useful.
Behave yourself. Saz is vouching for you. You mess up, you and Saz will get it.
That's enough out of you. Come on. Gotta let the drow know where them looters is. We'll be heroes.
If you proceed down this way, you'll get a map transition warning, and the tieflings will die should you choose to transition maps. However, if you have... Oh, hold on 1 second. We have an event here.
Hear my voice. Obey my command.
The voice is irresistible. You recognize the overwhelming authority that you've used on others, only infinitely stronger. Your vision clouds, leaving you in a dark, featureless shadowscape, nothingness in every direction. Then there are 3 figures before you. An armored male elf exuding power and command. A handsome younger man with a quick, easy smile. And a pale young woman with even paler eyes.
These are my chosen. They speak for me. Aid their search for the weapon, and you will be worthy to stand beside them. in my presence.
The visions fade and the voice falters as a strange energy swells around you. The many-sided artifact. Somehow you understand it's repelling the presence.
My power grows. My forces gather. The reckoning draws near.
That thing's shielding us. Incredible.
That voice. Those visions. What just happened?
No answer presents itself. The artifact is dormant. The voice and visions are gone.
Sounds like they've captured themselves a buyer.
Here are the two characters we would have met if we had gone down the Owlbear path earlier. So what I was about to say about the path this way is if you defeat, or if you get Sylvanas Idol and defeat Korga, and then leave, not all of the tiefling bodies will show up. I don't know if this means that some of them died and some of them made it. But if you leave, all the tiefling bodies will be there, including the kids. Not that I have any attachment to them. In fact, you can't even kill the kids, the tiefling kids. You can kill goblin kids, totally fine. Game is fine with that. You even get one experience for it or something like that. You're not allowed to kill the tiefling kids. Oh, even the goblin kids treat you nicer than tiefling kids, so go with that. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be that taking away the idol and then leaving will let the tieflings live. I will have to deal with these guys. We'll go and talk to them and then load our current party.
Here, Volo, I cry fire.
You look like you got something jingling in your pocket. Looking to spend it?
Quite the trove. How'd you get your hands on all this?
Nicked him off the dead, didn't I?
It don't feel right messing
Draw
with it at all.
Rexland's best makers of blades in the quarry.
Won't even chase the baby.
Or be you beheaded. Goblin kind will tease you and frowk you when redded. His name is Draw Rexland, his voice absolute. His troops will disarm you and grow you the truth. And the ogre. Laugh if you dare, recoil if you must. A new age is dawning with goblins and trust.
I don't fancy
Mountains, great mortals, all ginders to quake.
Is it even a bird?
The true souls are coming, the lounders awake. Here follow, I cry far and wide for great glory. Draw rags back off.
He basically just repeats that forever and ever and ever. Thought I'd subject you to it at least once.
With fragulous crown and with scepter abraid, Draw Rexland, short work of the innkeeper made. The inn burnt to ash. The captives were many. Goblin kind had reduced them to cowering filthenny. So raise it, your goblets, and drain them with pride. Draw Rexland, the true soul, had led you glide.
I reckon Draw Ragslin's the gobbo in charge, the way this one's carrying on.
Very, very astute of you, Will. You have so much useful commentary as we go through the Goblin Fortress. Regulus, Glide? I don't know this language.
Come on, you turnip!
Quite so. Now, if you'll excuse me, Draw Rexland, Draw Rexland, I am Draw Rexland, Tumptuous, Draw Rexland,
You broke him!
Wait, Draw Rexland, we pray, we...
Come on, pigeon, back to your cage.
Now, look what you've done.
You were the one who wanted to come here, Volo.
Come on!
Of course, ma'am.
My name's Gribbo, idiot!
Right, yes. More fool me.
And with him stop howling around, we can navigate this area without the harassment.
Doesn't make any sense.
Get off your ass!
It's got wings.
Additionally, until he's gone, you can't do this owlbear quest. Normally it's a chicken, but if you have spent 24 hours in the game to this point, you can see here that it actually keeps track of your time. So you don't actually have to long rest to even get the merchants to restock. 24 in-game hours, doing whatever else, they restock. Anyways, the owlbear cub will be here once you have waited long enough.
But it's massive!
Well, now, you look like a tough un, but have you got smarts, skills, guts?
All that and more.
And you're gonna need it, mate. This ain't your standard dungeon dive, right? This is chicken chasing.
Well, for starters, that's no chicken, that's an owlbear.
It's got feathers, don't it? A beak? Besides, I reckon it owes us seeing as how it just ate our last chicken. Reckon it owes us a game. You want to hear the rules or not?
Could be fun. What is chicken chasing exactly?
Only the greatest game since eggs sprouted legs, mate. You just gotta chase the chicken round the course and through the posts. But that ain't all. Gotta do it quick and alone. Any of your mates step in, you lose. Time runs out, you lose. Sound easy? It ain't. Better contenders than you have been bested by the bird.
Seems easy enough.
Fancy yourself, do you? Care to pin that claim down with some coin?
If you want to max out approval, you want to do small bets so you can get more options. Or just go ahead. Oh, come on, let's make a real wager.
Cocky, eh? Maybe you've got the skill to back it up. Or maybe I'm about to make a heap of coin. Let's get a crowd going and find out, eh?
The way the game works is it only checks to see if you've done this dialogue option once. So before we drink an animal speaking potion, we can get some extra approval by doing the same things with animal handling. For the recording purposes, we're just going to drink a potion and get on with it.
On my way.
I regroup them just so they can get close enough to get that approval. Oh, and before we go in, the owl will run away from your character, but if you are right here, then he'll try to run in this direction. So we'll say like he'll try to land here, meaning this may mean that he runs in this direction and stops there. Once he stops, maybe you're here, he may end up in this little alcove because he's trying to run. Shut up, lady. Because he's trying to land over here. So as long as you understand that regardless of the obstacles in the way, he will try to be a certain distance away from you, opposite of your direction, you can win this pretty easily. But we're just going to cheese it by speaking directly to the owlbear.
Getting close to the beast. Chase that thing!
Hurt me. Run. Where?
See those posts? Run toward them.
Safe. There. Run.
Can't have the teammates run in with me, but he can certainly cast spells on me.
Careful now.
That's the game done. Come here. Well, looky! That thing works even better in a chicken. Reckon we won't eat it after all.
Hand over my winnings.
Pardon? Your what? Think you misunderstood, mate. Ain't no winnings, 'cause only a goblin can win chicken chase. Says so in the rules.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
You mistook that for a request. My coin, now.
It were only a joke, mate. Here, No quarrel with ya.
Once you've gotten 300 gold from her, you can't just do 30, 30, 30 up to like say 270 and then bet 300. She actually has a certain amount of gold on her, counted for wagering purposes, even if you were to load her up with gold.
They finished cooking.
But once you've run her out of her wagering gold, you can just take the owlbear from her without having to pass any checks. Where is the owlbear? It's running around. There it is. If you haven't fleeced her out of all her gold, you have to pass a check.
Mother gone. Hungry.
I have a camp. You're welcome there.
New home? Maybe. Got to get away from here first.
The cub seems anxious to leave, but afraid to defy the goblins. They have to be dealt with one way or the other.
It'll take a few rests after everything else is done, because things are queued up. For example, we haven't discovered Astarion is a special entity yet in this game. We as players know, but we as characters do not, because we've never encountered that event. And it's queued up. It'll be one of the next ones we have, and then another one will happen, another one happen. Once all of them are exhausted, then you might get the owlbear events. So let's go and talk to Krolla.
No more chicken chasing. Seems like it's all about the money for some, and I ain't got any to bet.
I'll be taking the owlbear too.
Right, go on then. Fat bird's yours. Don't need the hassle.
And there we go. All done.
Poor creature. I hope you can follow my scent to the camp.
Most of these guys have really nothing relevant to say, not even these two. However, let's go and talk to Grika first, and then we'll talk to the guy in the blue pants after. This changes our dialogue slightly.
They make tasty beer.
Meat ain't ready yet. Dwarves take an age to roast.
Where did you find a dwarf?
He found us. Don't know what he was doing here or where he came from. Lads inside are trying to get answers out of one of his mates.
Was one of his mates a druid?
Nah, druids are all beardy and woodsy, ain't they? This lot were a scabby gang of tomb robbers. Had a big old war bear with them, though. Took 5 of our meanest lashes to chain it up. We'll beat the fight out of it and make it one of our own.
I can get you answers. Where's the prisoner?
Enjoy poking holes in people, do ya? He's inside. Keep to the right and follow the screams.
I do think it's ridiculous your characters, your companions approve or disapprove just based on you fishing for information. We haven't actually done anything one way or another. All we asked was, where's the prisoner? That's it, and they disapprove of that. Just to let you know that generally you can probably extract prisoners more safely if they don't know that you're trying to free them. Not that that's a thing in this game, or at least not in this section.
Enjoying the view. Looking tasty in these new breeches, ain't I?
Tasty's not the word. Gruesome, maybe.
Are you kidding? I look fantastic. And I ain't taking fashion advice from someone with warg dung on their face. Maybe they're a bit loose. But that's because I keep myself in shape. Not like that chunky dwarf I nicked him off.
Is that the dwarf who tried to sneak into your camp?
You heard right. Silly little Whiskerwalk came barging in here with his mates, causing a ruckus. Now he's supper. That's what happens to people that mess with us. Now we've got the Absolute on our side.
What happened to the rest of them?
That's him, on the spit. Plenty of him to go around once he's cooked.
Do you make a habit of eating dwarves?
It's good meat, if you can get it. Better than bloody chicken, anyhow. Shame he was as poor as a chicken. Nothing in his pants except a couple of coins and some lousy poem.
you can't take the money, but for the dialogue, I'll just take the coin then.
You having a laugh? I need the money to buy myself a belt.
I love poetry. Can I see?
Sure you can. But a look's all you're getting. For all I know, this little roaster was some famous bard. And you'll be selling his last words for a pretty penny.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Now, I have seen that in at least one instance, you don't get other dialogue options unless you get the authority, even if it has nothing to do with the authority. This is probably a bug. We're going to go ahead and read his thoughts. Fail horribly, that's fine. Normally you'd want Shadowheart with you for this.
Some of these words are real pretty. But if the lads find out how much I enjoy it, they'll stick me on the spit.
Ah, you're a secret poetry lover. How cute.
What? It's a load of old bollocks. All this moons and stars rubbish. Embarrassing is what it is. It's soft stuff. Don't want nothing to do with it.
And he hands us the poem. Blah, 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 blah. It just says it's a puzzle, or it's a puzzle solution.
This stuff for him.
Oh.
Then he lifts up this mace with his other arm. So I stuck my dagger in that arm.
To be sad about?
No more problems from that run after that.
This ugly bastard is the first human.
Thrust his arm with me bare hands. Weaker than pixies, humans.
Oh, you got him good.
And what are you doing here with that stink on your face? Think you could do whatever you want? Think you rule the world just 'cause you got a scary face? Ah!
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Lots of assumptions here. I don't think I'm better than anyone else.
Everyone says that. And then they spit in our faces. But no more. Things are changing. We got the Absolute on our side now. You better learn your place. Go on. Kiss my foot. Or I'll wipe that nasty look right off your dirty face.
Well, go on. Give him a nibble.
I'd sooner spit in your face.
What was that?
Apologize and drop to your knees.
Thought so. That's more like it.
Kiss his foot and tried to slide the ring off his toe.
As your lips touch filthy flesh, you catch a whiff of lavender. The pleasant scent gives way to the muddy taste of something you try not to identify. You carefully slide the ring off.
You enjoying that? Disgusting worm. Just remember, you're nothing here.
Nice. A free ring. Maybe wash it a few thousand times before trying it on.
We try to go out of our way to get all the inspirations. I view them kind of like achievements. You can even take a look at which achievements or which inspirations you've got over time. Here are some goblin kids who will just jeer at you. This guy likes to wander over here. You can shove him into the chasm. He doesn't have any loot on him. I mean, nothing noteworthy. Maybe like a goblin scimitar or something. Over here is some treasure and a trap in front of the treasure.
Trap. Be cautious.
Watch your back. Simple.
Inside, we get the Great Axe +1, nothing major, and a parchment, which is just someone gushing over Minthara. Dearest Your Excellency and most prettiest Minthara, you might not remember me. I ain't nobody important after all, not yet. I was chasing chickens with the lads when you came to visit Boss Ragslin. You looked right at me when you told him that if we was as good at killing humans as we was at plucking poultry, we might be worth a damn. Made me feel proper special to be recognized like that. Next raid, I'll spill so much blood that Absolute will have to notice me. Then I come to Moonrise and you'll notice me too. I'm the one with the stumpy leg and the Gamia plaga. Minthara is a drow elf. I'm sure that she appreciates the interest of a goblin. Can't compare her to the moon or the stars or any of that rubbish because she lives underground. She ain't got any scabs or boils, so can't compliment the best ones. Might think I'm too small. Tell her I'll buy a footstool for when we're kissing. Put some dead spiders in my hair next time I see her. Probably just send her some bits of people what I killed. So Claga, he's quite the poet. That's the guy who gave us the dwarf poetry. We'll head on back.
I'll be a big old boy.
I mean, since... Oh, we were going to shove him in, but that's fine. I'm not going to wait around for him to patrol back to that spot. You can get the people to leave the area if you are playing Chicken Chaser. Not everybody will leave. Before we do the next big thing, we're going to talk to this ogre, because I like what he has to say.
No, go inside. Inside, boring.
Yes, very, very nice. Inside is the rest of the camp for the goblin. He makes it sound like it's some sort of library, but he's just saying it's boring compared to the party here. I see quite a bit of stuttering right now, so I will have to lower the graphic settings.
Looks like the booze got the better of them. They're practically unconscious.
If we were to hit this, they will wake up. Even with darkness spell on and covering you, they will become hostile to you.
Weak.
You can also talk to them in a way. If I were to cast Hunter's Mark on him, it'll wake him up without him becoming hostile.
My head's killing me. What is all that noise?
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Hush now. Go back to sleep.
Happily. But the next noisy bastard that comes through here gets gutted.
I don't know other ways to really wake them up besides casting stuff on them without them becoming hostile. If you were to try to detonate this, it doesn't even do enough damage to kill them. There's two bugbears here, which have considerably more hit points than the goblins we just met. This next one you'd want to Gale around for, but again, we'll leave all the approval stuff in the spreadsheet at the end.
Here, help us out. Says here that goblinoids are obstreperous and malodorous. What's that mean?
Yeah, it's quite the compliment. It means you're extremely intelligent.
Bit confusing, cause it says we're feeble-minded weaklings right before that. Still, only other stuff to read round here is the filth clagger scrawls in the latrines.
Most goblins I've met aren't terribly interested in reading.
That's what the bloke who wrote this said. Proper impressed by my brain smarts, he was. Said he's writing a book about the Absolute. Lads didn't like that. Said he was a spy or some such. Think they've locked him in the cells already. Well, I had a good chinwag with him, though. Interesting bloke.
That bloke was Volo Gedarm, famed chronicler of the realms.
Yeah, he mentioned that about 1,000 times. Don't matter how famed he is, he's gonna end up as supper.
What was so interesting about him?
He wanted to know if we felt any extra booyog in the air since converting.
What's booyog?
Magic. Then what the Absolute choosers are brimming with it. Priestess Gut and our boss, Ragslin, are fierce and powerful now. Same as that drow.
Seems we've pegged all 3 marks. Let the boss hunt begin.
Shut up, Will. And has your tribe's power increased?
Yeah. Priestess Gut is fierce and powerful now. So's Ragslin, our boss. Them's true souls now. Just like that drow. They have the kind of booyog that comes from being chosen by a god.
Could I see his manuscript?
I ain't finished with it. There's enough reading here to last me a lifetime.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Your lifetime gets shorter every second you keep that book.
Bloody hell. And people say goblins are savage. It ain't worth fighting over. Take it.
Ungoblins, My Life Among the Conquering Host. And reading it will give Gale an inspiration. I'll let you pause if you'd like to read Volo's ramblings.
Roast that chicken.
Let's talk to him with one of our teammates.
Wish I had my book back. Think it was one of your mates who took it.
And then if we were to talk to him with our main character who took the book.
You should go get a drink before the party dies down.
So he's kind of a nice goblin. Alright, before we head back downstairs. So darkness doesn't work, but it's not really a sight issue. And he kind of gives you a clue talking about how sound wakes him up. Well, we're going to have cast silence spell here. And now we can just hammer away this wall to our heart's content. Apparently she's not able to do it with, how about she holds it in 2 hands? Is it a versatile? No, it's a light hammer. Do we have anything other bludgeon? How about this? You use that one. Much better. Even though I can hear her, the goblins cannot. So now we have another way in. We'll leave Karlak up here. Everything I'm about to do is absolutely not necessary. We're just, you can consider it role-playing elements or trying to make for a better video.
What's that? I think I heard the
Go ahead
Absolute
and cast.
voice just now. That's the drink talking. Absolute would be a worm like you. You lot gotta be chosen to hear.
Okay, he dropped the club. When I grab this, I'm gonna get caught. And there's ways to not get caught, such as wandering around him and dragging the club. Picking up the club means that you have to get much closer than if you're trying to drag it away. Nonetheless, we want Will to get caught.
You're being arrested for thieving. Unless you can find a way to settle this here and now.
Okay, before he gets sent to the slammer.
Very well.
Let's go and cast Reduce on him.
Humans ain't good for much.
Acquiesce and follow to prison. Actually, we don't even need Reduce because he has Disguise Self on him, which means that he can get even tinier than that. So now he's in prison, but we'll go and take a look at this.
Decaying legs protrude from the hole. A failed escape, it seems.
inspect the body.
It seems the tunnel collapsed mid-dig and suffocated him. A crooked heart is embroidered on his left shoe.
Pull the body free.
The body comes loose, revealing a tunnel. Perhaps you can escape where he failed.
And there's a couple items here that we can reach through the window bars to grab. You can't see the grease bottle from his angle. Escapoligist.
The scrying eye was looking at me all strange. Right, what would some drow wizard in Moonrise want to look at you for?
Certainly you won't be because of your beautiful eyes.
What do they need to be looking at any of us for, is what I'm saying? We're all on the same side. Not like we're gonna set the true soul on fire. They're drow. They're stuck-ups. Ignore them, and be happy they didn't throw you to the spiders yet.
Okay, we switch back to Karlach, send her in, but before she does so, we switch over to the other character so we don't have to load the castle. You'll notice the mouse cursor is back to normal size because I reset the resolution to 1920 by 1280. I was having trouble loading this area. It was very choppy, possibly because I was already inside the castle, so it probably deloaded. I don't know what the proper term is. Disallocated, I don't know. It probably just didn't help that I was in another area. So right now I need to distract them so that Astarion can do something with the container. Let's see here, let's go ahead and open this up. Invisibility scrolls are in one of the containers, and I'll just go and cast it from here.
What to do? Away from the merchandise.
While he does that, grab this. You don't really need to do all of this. Let's try that one more time. And then we'll play that. Let's get in position first.
How about this? No one stopped me yet.
Poor performance. I'm not expecting anything great. I just want to get people to pay attention.
What's a tick got to be sad about?
Alright. I think that crouching used up his stealth. Even though it was cunning action hide, C by default uses your action. So we'll have to actually end battle. Wait for this to allow me to re-enter turn-based mode. Not that it has to be done in turn-based mode, it just... Tran got pummeled by a bunch of rocks. And his invisibility wore off. Whatever. Right now, people are not necessarily looking at him, so I should probably be able to do this. Simple toxin does not work. It can only be basic poison.
Oh, this should have burned good.
Over here, lads! I propose a toast.
Now, once you do this, you should probably run away afterwards, but I want to show you all the dialogue.
What you standing here all dry for? Come here, have a drink. What should we toast to, eh?
I'm glad you asked. Tell everyone to gather around.
This one's giving us a toast.
You raise your glass and shout,
"To drinking till we die!"
To finding those looters and crushing them!
Go on, drink up!
Spill the beer, then pretend to drink from the empty cup.
That's it, down the hatch. Now get out of my way, I need another drink.
They're dead! Must have been those strangers!
You poisoned us!
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Read her mind.
I knew we shouldn't have taken that fancy berry beer. Could have tasted the poison if it hadn't been so sweet.
You poisoned yourselves. This is elderberry beer. Goblins are allergic to it.
Allergic? You mean just the beer could kill us? Get out of my way! Need some...
Someone's killing us off! Battle stations!
And then everybody runs to their respective stations. These two will attack you if you talk to them. The trader is no longer going to allow you to trade. Someone smashes up the poisoned tub. And now we choose to head on inside. You can tell by the map once we get inside that we have not crossed the guards. But because we get Will arrested, I believe the door is actually already open. But you can see that here that we actually haven't even crossed through yet. It's just open because of the arrest, I believe. If we talk to Sazza, and this is how it would normally go, is that she would immediately start talking to you, and that would make Sazza also chime in a dialogue. And then she would eventually go to Minthara, the drow, and that would kick off the next chain of events.
Racket.
Oh, come on now. They're just having a bit of fun.
Aye, so much fun that those thieves almost got past.
We got 'em now, eh? And once the whelp starts singing, we'll know who sent them.
Aye, might be we'll pay him a visit in return. That'll be some real fun. Oi! Ain't no party in here. Shut it, Graw. Olak cleared us. Got a visitor for the drow, I do. My arse. What's a true soul want with any mate of yours?
Private business, that is. Raiding business. But if anyone wants a piss pot guarded, we'll call.
Just get your friend branded proper. Right, Sazza? Got better things to do than...
No, you don't. Come on, then.
Bloody racket.
Oh, come on.
And then she will run over to Minthara, which is well past all of this. And then we have 3 final characters that still need to infiltrate the castle. Once you've freed Sazza, and you try to warp either back to your camp or just around the map.
Oi! Don't leave your pal Sazza behind! I can't follow your fancy booyog!
Sorry, follow me.
Don't waste a step.
Your rescue attempt has been noticed. Choose your next move carefully.
Stand down, or I break you. I know that's supposed to be Karlach, but I can't do a Karlach voice.
You are persuasive enough. You and the goblin are free to go.
Depends. How many people are dumb enough to ask?
True.
What path lies before me?